All right, today I'm speaking on what is so often the cause for our mental health worsening. And I speak from a place of experience. I'm not speaking from a place of looking just from the outside in. No, I've been there, okay? And so that's why I can speak from this, and I see it all of the time with people. And it's definitely not something that is going to make everybody happy when they hear. It definitely can be controversial. It's for the people who actually want to get from A to B, okay? The people I'm trying to help are the people who actually want to change. My clients and my viewers, I want them to be people who want genuine change in their life, who actually want to get unstuck, who actually want to shift their mental health for the better, shift their relationships for the better, shift their mindset for the better. I don't want clients and viewers who just want to look at their problems. I want people who actually want to change. And you may say, well, Naomi, that's obvious. Of course, people actually want to change. Really? How often do you hear of people just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking about their pain, but doing absolutely nothing about it? It's so common. And I completely understand mental health comes with a lack of motivation. Mental health comes with struggles that many people who don't have mental health issues don't understand. So you might be saying, if I have depression, how could I actually do what it takes when I feel so awful? What I mean by that is you have the mindset of at least wanting to change, not wanting to stay in it, not wanting to just talk about it, wanting to actually change. And you watching this video and you deciding to follow through and watch it till the end is an indicator that you are the kind of person who does want to get from A to B. And that is why you, my friend, if that's you, are my dream person to be watching my content, because I want to genuinely help people get unstuck and not stay where they are forever. So let's get into it. Life mirrors back to us where we place our attention. You may have heard before, where your energy goes or where your focus goes, your energy flows. But there's more to that. Where your energy flows, energy also flows back to you. When we're looking in the mirror, if we want to raise our arm, if we want the person in the mirror being reflected back to us to raise their arm, the mirror isn't going to do it first. You do it first. You raise your arm and the mirror reflects that back to you. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you've seen any one of my videos at all, you should know by now, hopefully, that our mind is very powerful. What we dwell on in the mind is where we are placing our attention. And when I say dwell, I want you to think about the pain point in your life. When you think about that thing continuously, when you go on rabbit hole video binging sessions of watching things that are just based on the problem, just based on the symptoms of your depression, the symptoms of your PTSD, the symptoms of your relationship issues, when you're going down those rabbit holes and you're continuously dwelling, filling your mind with the pain of the problem. When you are speaking of the problem so often, you bring it up in any conversation you can. When you think of it, every time something bad happens, you say, well, that's because of my depression. Well, that's because of my anxiety. Well, that's because of my PTSD. Absolutely can be true. Absolutely could be true. But if you are dwelling on it, the layout of symptoms you already have, the more you dwell, the more you focus, the more those things will become amplified in your life. The more those pain points will become stronger. It's like you're baking something and you're adding ingredients until it's overflowing, until you have too much. This is what happens when we dwell an excessive amount on our pain points in our lives. Now, I am all about recognition. And like I said, I'm coming at you from a place of experience. I've been to therapists and I had a list. I had a list of mental health issues. I really struggled with my mental health. Okay. So if you're coming from that place right now, I understand. I've been there. I understand the pain of it. But when I would get diagnosed, when I would go down rabbit holes of watching videos on it, when I would continuously think and think and think, this problem is happening because of my anxiety, this problem is happening because of this problem is happening because of this, that day and the day after, whew, the symptoms would be so bad, like so excessive. And yes, they were bad all the time, but especially when I really put my focus and my attention on the pain, on the mental health issue, oh my gosh, it amplified. The panic attacks were worse. The sleepless nights were worse. The anxiety in my stomach was worse. The dissociation was worse. The numbness was worse. All of it was worse. So much worse. Because where you place your attention, where you place your focus, your energy goes. And where your energy goes, it was where it comes back to you. And I am not telling you to not recognize that you have a problem. You have to recognize you have a problem. Of course, you have to recognize that you have a problem. That's the only way to get out. But when you recognize it, do you want the problem to be amplified, or do you want to get rid of it? If you want it to be amplified, I would say go ahead, dwell on it all day, every day. Bring it up in every single conversation. Make sure that every bad thing that happens in your life, you associate it with that pain point in your life. Make sure you do that. If you want to get rid of it, I would say, fantastic. You know what it is. You know what you have. If you didn't have it, would you be continuously reminiscing in your life, in your mind, about the problem? You would not. Okay, start there. End the reminiscing. Do what it takes. Do the journaling. Get the coach. Go to the therapist. Get rid of the limiting beliefs. Work through your traumas. Do the EFT tapping. Emotionally process the pain. But don't live your life reminiscing and dwelling on that pain. Don't live your life continuously watching videos of the symptoms. Don't live your life going to talk therapy, sitting there, talking about your pain, handing the therapist $200, walking away with nothing changing, except for the fact that you likely amplified the pain because you talked about it so much. And confirmation bias is where the brain continuously tries to prove what we tell it. If we sit down in an hour session talking about our pain, only talking about it, only talking about how terrible our life is, only talking about how the results we're getting in our life because of this pain, the subconscious goes, okay, time to prove it to be true. Even though it's already true right now, time to prove even more that it's true because we're talking about it. We're telling ourselves it's true. We're telling ourselves it's terrible. Let's make it worse. The brain will make it worse. All that to say, you're struggling. I'm never going to invalidate that. Recognize it. Don't reminisce on it. Do what it takes. But you need to end every conversation where you begin it with, this is happening to me because of my X problem. You see, the change isn't happening when we're reminiscing. Processing can happen if we intentionally process the pain, but reminiscing and just allowing it to stay stuck in your mind and your body and allowing it to just ruminate instead of releasing it. That's what I do now. That's why I love what I do now, because it takes people out of a trap they've been in for such a long time. So ask yourself, is your current method of reminiscing and learning truly helping you, or do you feel stuck right now? Do you feel like you're just reminiscing, ruminating, and capturing all this pain in your body and just leaving it there? Is it being released? Are you still living your life continuously thinking about the pain and amplifying it and dwelling on it and focusing on it to the point where it's coming into your life even more and in a more intense fashion because we are thinking about it in such an intense way? And again, I am not here to invalidate what you are going through. I say this out of love because I want you to get better. I was at a place where I thought I never could. And then I did. I got better. I changed. I shifted. My mental health dramatically changed. And it can for you too. And it can, and the only reason it did for me is because I learnt these things. I stopped dwelling on it. I shifted my perspective. I started releasing the pain, not just dwelling on the fact that I had the mental disorders. I stopped saying it. Actually barely said it, but I dwelled on it so much that it would amplify the pain in my life. I've been there, and you can get out of it just like I did too. Okay? If you need extra help, this is what I help people with. I do emotional releasing with clients. I actually help get rid of the trauma from the body so that we're not staying stuck. We're not just staying at A, we're going from A to B. This is what I love to do, because if I didn't experience the things that I teach and help people with now, I would still be in the exact same place, and that was not a pretty place at all. So I say all of this out of love to help you, not to invalidate you. And if you've watched this whole thing, that's a fantastic sign that you are on the path of truly changing. And I promise it can be quicker than you think. I actually have a video on how healing does not have to take as long as you think. And I'll put that on the screen for you to watch next if you're interested. And I think that will really help you. And oftentimes the shifts that we have in such a short amount of time make the biggest change in our lives. So yeah, if you need extra help, all of my information is down below. Thank you for watching. I'm sending you love. If you're currently struggling, I'm sending you love. I'm praying for you, and I'm trying to give you hope to tell you it can get better. I promise it can. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.